Let's try this background with no noise. And I'm going to check the feed, guys, to make sure that
Power off.
sound and everything for us is good. Let's give a test here. All right, sounds like we're good. All right, so just gonna wait. We got 2 minutes before we actually start running the live tonight. Talking about the Pokemon market, the issues that I see, and we'll get chopping it up a little bit here, and I'll go over what I've been doing. I'm going to give you guys some sides of me as well. All right, so I'm going to wait a little bit. Maybe I get some music or something, some kind of music playing on here for you guys, just for a few seconds here before we start running. See what I can conjure up here.
Exactly why you need to be testing your water before you drink it, no matter where you're at. So many places, including our own tap.
All right, I'll just leave this playing here for you guys. I'll put my headphones over here. I gotta do something over here on the side. I'll be right back, guys, in a couple minutes. We're gonna let some people filter in. Alrighty, everybody. Everybody in? We got anybody in on the chat? Anybody here? All right, guys. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another episode of the Pokemon Market Talk with your boy, aka Mike Dabbs, aka the Gamesman, host of Pokemart TCG. And guys, there's a lot of stuff going on here in the market, and everybody's got their own opinion. Everybody can say whatever. Everybody can point fingers as who's to blame. Um, but overall, end of the day, it takes a toll on content creators, Pokemon investors, people who casually open packs on streams, your everyday people that go to Walmart, Target to buy inventory or to buy packs for your kids or buy packs to open up for personal use. And it's a very hairy situation. All right, and it's gotten worse, and it's getting worse. All right, I sat back, guys. I've been doing stuff in the not in the community, but for myself. We'll talk about that. But I've been, even though I've been gone, I'm still around, and I'm still aware of the Pokemon hobby and what's going on with the product shortages. They say the reprints, the no reprints, the in stock, out of stock, the restock and no restock. What's going on at Walmart? What's going on at Target? What's going on at Barnes and Nobles? With no product, very little product, having some old product, and then you got your people buying packs for rip and chips. You got people on Whatnot. You got the TikTokers. You got the people stealing still, the people scamming. The fights breaking out over Pokemon cards at stores, people fighting, people got stabbed with glass shards, and people getting lining up at Walmarts and Targets and Barnes and Nobles and GameStops to get drops. And people have other content creators have DMs where they got these to know when drops are. And a lot of people right now, all right, a lot of people that are in this hobby right now, and I'm talking about the ones that are hitting up the Targets and the Walmarts, and hitting the restock, redrops, or restock product on websites using bots and all that to get as much as you can, are people who do rip and chips and the people that care about just making money in this hobby. We have a large amount of those people right now in this hobby. All right, strictly in this hobby for that reason. Therefore, it's putting a shakedown on your everyday people that and your investors, right? Your everyday people that do count on Walmart and Target, that do count on Barnes and Nobles, that do count on the restocks online, at Harry's Collectibles or whatever, right? Has them in stock, or the Pokemon Center, where you also have the you have your sports cards, your sports card shops and vendors that used to do just sports cards now want a piece of Pokemon, want to get in on the Pokemon train. And that cuts into allocations that were once going to LGSs for the most part in big box stores, Walmart and Target. And now product is being distributed to Dick's Sporting Goods, gas stations now, hardware stores, convenience stores. Hell, my Quick Check has One Piece, Pokemon, sports cards. A convenience store, Quick Check. So I see it all being played, and yet this stuff is priced more. It's like $8 for a One Piece booster pack, but it's an actual booster box with the loose packs. They did have Destined Rivals, but I bought the I bought a third of the box that they had of Destined Rivals, of loose packs. I bought a third of the box, and I got the actual booster box with packs. But somebody got the other quarter of packs or whatever from Quick Check, and they were $8 a pack, guys. $8. So I bought them only because I saw them, and I believe I'm not even trying to sell them. I'm not even trying to sell them, guys. I'm not trying to sell Destined Rivals. I just bought them. Just to have some loose packs and to get the booster box in case I find any sets out there that have Destined Rivals and I do any breakdowns. I have the actual box that I can put the packs in. But yeah, we have a problem, guys. Just like pokerev said, we are cooked. We are cooked. And we are cooked, guys. I'm telling you, we are cooked. All right? You could take my word for just a little grain of salt because I'm a small content creator. All right? But I'm here. I listen. I see. I know. I work at a Walmart, so I already know. And here's some things that are happening at my local Walmart. First of all, my local Walmart, I used to be able to get a lot of stuff from my local Walmart. I used to be able to get out of restock tons of sleeves, tons of checkout lane blisters, tons of box sets and ETBs. I used to be able to get a bunch of stuff. Now, it's a hit or miss. I get some stuff, but nothing nearly as what I used to get. And this is because there's money to be made with Pokemon right now on Facebook Marketplace for people who want to resell it. There's money to sell Destined Rivals ETBs, a little room for people who want to resell, can make some money right now with Pokemon. And a lot of the people that come to the Walmart, they know when the restock is, and that's because the vendor gave out his phone number, right? The vendor gave out his phone number to some people, and they know exactly what time he's going to be there and what day he's going to restock, and they line up at the door that day at 6 o'clock when the door opens, and they stick around till 2 o'clock lined up. And I know a couple of guys have a shopping cart, and they are the first ones at the door. They line up that shopping cart in the checkout lane where he's going to stock, so no one else can get by them, and they can get a majority of the product. I know, guys, because I have ears in other Walmarts on what's going on. All right? I have eyes in a lot of places, guys, especially when I got people looking for stuff for me and people that sell me stuff, all right, that go to restocks and they sell me stuff back, and they make a profit from me because I'm not trying to hit up Walmart and Target to buy from because I'm not getting up early, wasting my time to get a box, and be there early to try to get product. I'm just not. I pretty much gave up any hopes of finding stock at Walmart and Target, and for the most part, I gave up Target because there's a limit of one. They limit you one, then they have it at the service desk. You go there on whatever day, Friday, Thursday, whatever, and they pull out. They let you know what they got, or they'll pull out a box or a bin, and they'll let you see what they got, and you can get one item. It's not worth it for me to go and get one sleeve booster pack. If I'm in the store, then I'll stop in and see what they got, and then I may get the pack or not. But it's not worth it, guys, for my time to get one pack and all this. It's just not worth it. So I buy on the secondary market. All right? Just like Alex from Nostalgianomics, he pays a premium to run his rip and ships. He don't go to Walmart and Targets at all. He buys loose packs on the open market. Yes, he sets a price at what he's going to pay. And that because he knows he ran numbers on his profits and what he's going to make when he sells a pack back on his rip and shipper. So, I myself, I'm buying on the open market from Facebook Marketplace from people that are reselling and people that want to reach out to me, and I'm buying product. I'm buying Destined Rivals. I'm buying Prismatic, and I'm paying a premium for them. All right. So I have been doing that, but I have been hitting some restocks, and I'm going to kind of show you what I'm doing, and then we'll go into more of the market. So I've been picking up plushies like this. Look at this Charizard plushie. Nice big plushies. I've been picking up these. Charizard is my favorite Pokemon. I got this nice big full-size plushie Charizard. Got the full-size Blastoids. Nice, soft, plushy. But I got plans for these guys. I got plans for these. I got this fully articulated Venusaur plushie. Official plush. Right? Official plush. Look at the detail that goes into this Venusaur. The flowers and everything. They're all highly detailed, guys. On this stitched Venusaur. So nice plushies, right? So I've been doing, buying these items at retail stores, but also been buying some other. Let me show you some other stuff. I got to put my headphones down to get it, so bear with me, guys. I got some other stuff here because I'm going to talk about some trades that I do, and I'm going to let you know where you can go and you can check me out. And like I said, I have all the receipts for what I've been doing. You can check we'll talk in a minute. All right, let me go get the other stuff, show you exactly what I've been doing. All right. All right, back. So I also messing around with Fortnite, so I picked up these hanger boxes, 8 packs of Fortnite, and these Fortnite packs go for $3.99 on eBay, and this box is $9.97, and it sells on eBay for $30, guys, $30. It sells on eBay. But these are what people are leaving behind after the restocks. I've been picking these up. So now that I've been showing these, now they're probably going to disappear. I'm not going to find these, see? So me sharing out what I do, I'm going to make it harder for myself to find stuff because other people are going to take advantage of what I show. Because I got people that watch my channel and they'll go into stores and they'll buy exactly what I've been buying if I've been showing stuff here, and buy out that stuff and make it hard for me. So, but I have a ton of that stuff, guys. I have a ton of it. I hit a restock and I found Paradox Rift 3-pack hangers. I've been picking that up. I found these at a retail. These were $15. Those Fortnite packs were $9.97. So there's $20 left on the table for somebody to make money on eBay with that. Paradox Rift, these were $15, $15.97. But I still bought them because I believe in Paradox Rift. All right. So back to what I've been doing, guys. And then we're going to talk about the market, guys, because we're not done. We're not done. I've been taking. I've been going through on myself, guys. Just a serious talk with you guys for a minute. If you haven't known, you're probably wondering how come I haven't seen this guy streaming a lot. Been seeing him do Call of Duty a lot, and not doing this Pokemon investing and talking about this Pokemon investing. And here's the God's honest truth. Behind the scenes, what's going on with me. All right, if you don't know, my dad passed away. All right, I lost both my parents in 2024. I lost my mom in February of 2024, and I lost my dad the day after Christmas. All right, and with that, all right, I'm still feeling down, but I'm not out. Coming to the channel doing streams for you guys, it takes me back and gets my mind off of what's going on reality with me, right? So coming back and doing these videos on Call of Duty is just, it takes me away, all right, from my everyday life, the everyday ups and downs. I find relief, all right, and I feel at home. So I love doing the videos for you guys, and I'm dealing with that. On another note with that, my dad was battling cancer still. He had it in the brain. It started in his lung. Then he got it in his brain. Then he fell at the house, and it was in the hospital since Thanksgiving. My brother came down around holiday, Christmas. Got him just the week before Christmas, the week of Christmas. Got him out. He was only alive for a few days on that Christmas after morning. 3 a.m. I got a call from my brother that something happened with my dad at the house. 3 a.m. in the morning, the day after Christmas. And then a half an hour later at 3:30, my dad
Hey Mike,
passed
I
away.
just got your MSG.
All right. So on top of that, you know, I don't really like going into personal life, personal history, because it leaves a social media can of worms for people to come back and attack me, and I really don't go deep into talking about my family life and stuff. But I consider a lot of my subscribers that I got family, and I've been openly talking to people, Bennett Productions, Pat Tat's Power Channel, on what's going on in my life and what I've been dealing with. And, you know, dealing with the YouTube channel, as I came from a lot of hardship dealing with this channel, I came a long ways. And a lot of yous followed right along with me and stood with me and supported me. And my father was there, stood right beside me. He watched my YouTube channel. And my father watched my mom pass away, and he couldn't even go and see her. He couldn't go in and physically touch her because COVID lockdown had broke out in Florida at the facility where she was being held. She was in a not a rehab, but she had my mom had dementia and died of dementia. And my dad couldn't even say goodbye physically to her. He was behind plexiglass, banging on there, calling my mom, Flo, I love you. And this is what I got from people that told me what was going on, because they were the ones that took my father and stuff to see my mom, because he was in no condition to be driving, that he was dealing with cancer after physical therapy of chemo. So, you know, just imagine my dad can't even see his own wife and say goodbye, that he loved her, and he's banging on plexiglass because they had a lockdown of COVID and he couldn't even get in to see her. And then he's dealing with cancer. So my dad was dealing with that, and we begged him to come home, to stay with us, and my dad just didn't want to. He had all his friends, his church. He said, Mike, I got people that love me down here. They watch me. They take care of me. And I don't want to come up there and just sit around. And everybody I know is down here, and friends that I made. And you know, it's hard to see or feel and watch, you know, and know how my dad and what my dad was going through at the time he was dealing with my mom, and then he was dealing with his own issues with cancer. And, you know, being it now, that, I can recall when he told me and my brother 2 years prior to any of this happening. He said, Mike, Jeff, and Eunice. Eunice is my wife. Jeff is my brother. He put me and my brother and my wife in the family room. That's his den. He closed the door. My kids we had rented another house when we went on vacation. This was one of our vacations that we had went down. He said, listen, me and Mom, we're getting older. This is how I want everything to be done. So he says, hey, Eunice, you're the organizer, attorney, of our estate. Whatever happens after we pass, you're gonna have Gino sell the house. You're gonna get some payment out of that for doing that, and the rest divvy up between Mike and Jeff. That was my dad's last words that I knew that he wanted us to have on the house. Now, some things come down, right? And my dad passed away. My mom passed away, right? And he didn't leave. My mom passed away, and he should have called me and my brother down to sign papers. Said, hey, Mom died, and because she's died, her part of the estate now becomes 50% for you and Mike, you and Jeff, my brother. My dad didn't call us and tell us to come down and sign any papers or anything. So when my mom passed away, we were just assuming that he had the will and everything set up. My dad died, guys, no will. So me and Jeff are not his biological sons. And they're in Florida, which everything goes in probate. And here's where the hardship for me, right? So my dad dealt with a lot of his side of the family, the Rascos, a lot of their deaths, a lot of the family members that died, some of his nieces and nephews' fathers and uncles and everything that died. My father handled their estates and made sure that the kids got their due, what was due. All right? Now, dealing with that, being that what my dad told me, I thought he had a will. We got down there, we found no will. He left no will. He talked to the lawyer, but my dad got in a state where, he had his own battle to deal with after my mom, and we had a whole can of worms opened up to us when we got down there. All right? And he left no will. So me and Jeff are not his biological sons, so in reality, we get nothing. All right? We get nothing. But then when we told my Aunt Renee, right, that, hey, they said, Aunt Renee said, hey, Bill's your dad. And out of the 8 people, his nieces and nephews, everything would have went to the nephews and nieces. Me and Jeff would have walked away with nothing. There was nothing that we had to do. We could have flew back home to New York. But then, out of the 8, 5 of them or 4 of them, I think 5 of them want to give everything back to me and my brother because they said, it's you and your brothers. Bill's your dad. You were there. Me and my wife went for vacation, took the kids down. My brother didn't start coming to the last 2 years when my mother was sickly. That's when my brother started coming down. So we were there all those years prior to that. So I have a lot of memories. My brother doesn't. He only has those memories of our childhood and the memories that he took on vacation when he went down those last 2 years. But that's it. We took my kids when they were small. All those years, me and my wife went down to see my parents, and we didn't rely on them for anything. We took them to dinner, and we had our own money to take care of. I took care of my own. I didn't rely on my parents. Hey, Dad, I'm low on funds. I didn't bring enough. I need money for the plane tickets, or I need gas money. I didn't ask my parents for jack. So, being that now that they had passed away, right? My dad's the last, passed away, no will. Now we have to deal with his side of the family, the Rascos, and the 4 that want to get whatever they can get out of my dad's estate. Now we have to sell the house Me and my brother got to split the mortgage. I got to take on everything, everything. And this burdened me, guys, in a way. And you're hearing it right from the horse's mouth. I got to pay half the mortgage. I got to pay on a car note that he still has. And it could be 2 to 4 years with this, the way this is going, right? Until the lawyers say, okay, you guys can get the house and sell it. And then once that's orchestrated, then we divvy out the checks and you guys get all the money that you did on all these payments that you've been making on the mortgage and keeping everything up. We got to have the lawn mowed, all the lawn detailed, pay on the car note, pay on the car insurance, pay on, keeping the lawn and everything maintained as if my dad was alive. And, now I got to depend on my brother for paying his half, and he don't come through with his half. I got to fork out my, So I'm not going to really go into that end, guys, all right? But it took away from dollars that I would normally have free to do Pokemon investing with. But it didn't burden me down because I had other backups that I was doing. And I've done deals, many of deals when I was down there in Florida, and I've done many of deals when I came back, and I'm still doing these deals to this very day. And that keeps me above water. And I made good money. And I made lots of friends. And I have people that still sell me stuff, and people still know me. So there are things I'm still doing behind the scenes, man, that you guys don't even know. Bennett Productions, Pat Ted's Power Channel may know. But my story, my receipts, I can back up everything I say, everything I do. Go check out PokeTuber Jedi Hustler, and you'll see the hustler that's in me, the work that I do behind the scenes. When you guys say, oh, this guy's gone from YouTube, he's not doing what he said he was going to do. And if that wasn't so, why do I have the coin pusher that I said I was bringing to the channel? There it is. Just came in. There's the coin pusher from Arcadro. There, in the background, right there, there's my claw machine. Over there, there's the vending machine. There's the vending machine. And behind the coin, there's my slot machine right there. For all you guys that might have doubted me and my integrity, there's the proof. I'm a man of my word. What I say, I do. And you just got pictures of it right there. Check Instagram. My story, my journey, is just beginning to unfold here on YouTube. And I told Pat, we're going to change the course of how YouTube is done, of what we do on YouTube. And there's going to be a lot of people that's going to be following suit in what I do and try to do what I'm doing. But I'm going to be one step ahead of them, guys. I told Pat the same thing. I'm one step already ahead of them. I'm already got plans and what's next for Pokemart TCG? What's next for Mike? What's next on my journey? All right? So, if you don't think I'm doing and what I say, what I'm going to do for the channel, when I talked all that talk, I walk the walk.
I knew you were always working behind the scenes.
And here it is. And just like Denzel Washington talks, man. Denzel Washington, you don't hear a lot about him because he works behind the scenes. And just like a artist, he doesn't show off his masterpiece. When you go into a artist's back room, he has sheets over some stuff, and it's don't touch that, don't lift the thing, because you know what? He's not ready to share it to the world. And I got a lot of stuff, guys, that's still not ready to be uncovered to the world for you guys to see, because I'm still working on the masterpiece. And a lot of you guys don't understand it. A lot of people want me to rush back to YouTube, get back here as soon as possible. But you know what? I'm not coming back to my job is finished on what I said I was going to do for the channel. And I'm still not done. I got one more machine I got to get. And now I'm going to get hit with the tariffs. But I'm going to be transparent with you on this. I don't like to put money into the channel because, quite frankly, I'm not making any money from YouTube for this. All right? For any of this. It's my hard-earned money, my blood and sweat, my tears, my work that goes into everything I did for this channel. Everything I made possible was made out of my blood, sweat, and tears. And it's because of the faithful subscribers, yes, the 1,000+ of you guys that still are here, that haven't stagnated, that are still here supporting me. And I thank God for the Bennett Productions and the Patet Power channels and the X-Zone Vinnies, the real OGs of my channel that stood with me when I was down, when I was out, when people were hitting up on me for saying this and saying that. And now you know the real OG, me, that I am a man of my word. My integrity is untapped, And I do exactly what I say I'm going to do. And if it wasn't for the people that I had standing behind me on the channel, I wouldn't have done anything. I probably would have shut the channel down and just walked away. But I enjoy what I do. And since I've been through the mud, I've been dragged through the mud when I first started this channel in the old house, and people thought they had me cornered, thought they had me a reeling, and that I was going to pedal back and was going to shut the channel down. And I wasn't going to turn back and put the camera back on. And I didn't let any of the hardship that I was going through, any of the ups and downs that I was going through with people attacking me, saying this, saying that. I let the people talk their talk, and I walked the walk. And I stood on the straight and narrow. I stayed on the path. I walked with my head upright, and I made it through the flames. I made it through the tests. I made it through the trials. That every one of the people that were coming at me, I held my test of time, and I'm here, and I persevered. And I'm not letting nothing stop me, and I'm not going to let any human stop me from doing what I want to do. And I tell you, every content creators, you guys think it's easy? You guys think it's easy? Turn on the camera and try it. Turn on the camera. And you tell me. All right? Because you got a lot of content creators that are gone now. A lot of people that thought it was easy. They ran out of juice, man. They ran out of juice. But I'm still here. I've been tested. I've been tormented. I've been tried. I've been burned. I've been scorned. I've been talked about. But yet I still had I raised my head. I walked with my head up high. I didn't go barking or walking with my tail between my legs. Oh, well, it's time to leave YouTube because they found out I'm a scammer. I'm a scumbag. I'm this and I'm that. I'm all that they say I was. I know the man I am. And that's why I can walk the same walk that I am today. Because I know who I am. And a lot of you guys would probably run away. But I held the test. And I'm still here. But we're not here to really talk about that, guys. We're here to talk about the market. But this is we bounce a lot off channel on here. We talk about. But I told you I was gonna tell you a little bit. And this is, my dad, my mom, they raised a good man. All right, that's a hustler. All right, and I'm not saying a man about just making money. A hustler and a jack of trades, because you see it on the channel. Because everything that I do, it's involved in the channel. And the toys that you just saw are all part of me.
Haters
and that's
have no
what makes
credibility.
me. That's what makes me. And what makes a better YouTube channel, right? If you do the things you love. And I'm breaking boundaries because YouTube says you should only do this. And I'm saying, no, I'm going to just push the boundaries of YouTube to a different level. And I'm doing what I love to do because I do that the best. And I'm going to bring to you what I do the best and what I love. And that's what you bring to the table. And, you know, I hear this thing on YouTube, people running out of content. Guys, I got so much stuff that I'm trying to bring to YouTube on my level when I get back. It's going to be unprecedented times because no one has ever tried what I'm doing. No one. No one. You got to understand that. No one is ever going to press the boundaries in what I'm doing. No one has ever done this. All right? You got to understand it. And if to understand the fullness of this battle station, of this Death Star, if you want to say, we're building a Death Star. You know, we're putting a battle station together. We're putting all the pieces of this battle station together. It's all the things that surround me that make me. The things I loved as a kid growing up, the things I loved to play. It's all part of me. And I think it's all going to be worth it. I wouldn't have done it if I didn't think it was going to be worth it. But I'll talk more about that when we get everything all set and done. But I have one more machine that's I think the Trump tariffs are going to get me, and it's going to cost me more money. But I like to make money after I sell stuff, and I deployed it and this is exactly where those toys came from money that was made with Pokemon cards and product, guys. No, I didn't sell off all my investments, guys. No, I didn't. I sold off some stuff, yes, because I invested it in other stuff. Blooming Waters, Crown Zenith, guys, Legendary Warriors boxes, more 151. The receipts, guys, my receipts are on my Instagram. I put money right back in. I didn't take the money that I sold, ran away and say, let's go on vacation, baby. Let's buy a brand new car. No, I deployed it into Pokemon, into booster boxes, and into raw banger cards. And guys, I'm not attached to the cards. I'm attached to the art. But it doesn't mean I won't sell the card. Understand that. Doesn't mean I won't sell the card, because I'm a sealed product collector before I am a collector of the cards. I like the art, but I like the sealed better. All right? And this is what I'm doing. Now, even though I have banger cards, and I showed you, but like I said, the receipts are right here. I have banger cards. Banger cards. And these are all cards that I got from trading sealed product away to get liquid, sellable cards, because I do card shows. That's something else that I started this year. And these are all liquid cards. Sellable cards, tradable cards. This is just some of them. There's a ton. Let me put that stack down and go over. Tons of cards. Look, there's another, what do you call that? And these are all English modern cards. Another Groudon. There's hopefully you guys can see these. And I have slabs as well, PSA graded slabs. All art. Look at that big boy. Leafeon, almost a $400 card right there. And guys, there's another Groudon. 2 Groudons. You're seeing another. There's Raichu, illustration rares. Look at the big boy, the big one from Surging Sparks. Like I said, I got the receipts, guys. I got the receipts. So I traded away sealed product on cards that I didn't think were going to do as good as 151 or Crown Zenith or Paldean Fates. And I got rid of some of that stuff, man. I liquidated some of those loose packs that I had from broken down product, and I moved it into single cards. I moved it into liquid slabs, and that's just one box. I got more. There's 2 huge boxes of inventory, guys, that I got from February when I was back here. And I'm still investing in the Pokemon. So here's the deal. Look, the backup receipts are on Instagram.
It's
on
always
Facebook.
good to see you at Chew.
The reels
I hope
are
you're
up.
well.
I got reels going on Facebook. There's reels on Instagram. I did a deal, which was a $710 deal just recently. That was, I traded for this prismatic ETB. You can see this is the, is this the original? This is the original prismatic ETB. So I have that. I have the Pokemon Center one. You can see it says Pokemon Center right there versus the other one that doesn't. So I got these 2. And the story, guys, this actual trade is on Instagram. I have these 2 prismatic booster bundles. And I have 6 Fusion Strike sleeve booster packs, and $40 is what I got. And what I traded a Starmie V alternate art or trainer gallery card, the Lugia V all art, a Machamp all art, and the other card, I forgot what it was, and I got $40 on top with this. I can actually look up the trade because it's on Instagram and tell you exactly what it was, but just let me bring it up so I can see exactly what that trade was. So hold on one sec. This is it. Nope, not there. All right, it was a Sylveon V all art, Starmie V, a Dragonite V, and a Lugia V all art. So 3 alternate arts: Espeon V all art, a Lugia V all art, a Dragonite V all art, and a Starmie V. And I got $40 cash. So I traded out those 4 Pokemon Center, 1 being a normal, 2 booster bundles of prismatic, and 6 sleeve packs of Fusion Strike, and $40. That was a $710 deal. That it actually was more than that. My end of it was more, but I gave the guy a deal on the raw cards. They weren't graded. These were cards that I traded out sealed for sealed product. I got liquid cards, and I traded out for sealed product. And I do this because I believe in the product. I'm not trying to flip. See, I'm not trying to flip the product. I'm not trying to sell this prismatic booster bundles. I'm not trying to sell the ETBs. I'm not trying to sell prismatic. I'm just going to put it in Rudy's basement, forget about it. Here's the sad story, guys. It's a true story, but this is the reality. A lot of content creators are telling you that if you buy in too early, overpay, or you pay above MSRP, then wasn't a good choice for your investment that you did that. I'm here to tell you, all right? True talk. Now you can take my words, and somebody can just scramble it. Team Rocket Joey can do whatever you want. Rattle Pokemon, whoever, they can do whatever they want to do with what I say. I don't care. Here's the facts, and you can put this to the test. Destined Rivals, booster box. All you guys that paid $300, raise your hand. Me right here. I got 2 of them. I paid $300. All right. So what, right? Oh, Pokemon TCG paid $300 for it. He overpaid. He didn't buy it at MSRP. He didn't buy it at $250 or whatever it's going for now, right? So what? I don't care. You know why I don't care? Because I'm not going to care in 2 to 5 years from now when Destined Rivals is out of rotation. And we're talking about when Destined Rivals in that 5-year 2 to 5 year. I'm just saying 2 to 5 because we don't know what things are going to happen now. We're on unprecedented times. We don't know what's going to happen on a reprint on Destined Rivals, where Destined Rivals is going to fall, how much is going to be reprinted next time, this time next year, or any time this time this year, if it's going to be any more coming out. We're in unprecedented times where booster boxes and everything are reaching all-time highs in months, weeks from now. The next thing, something is booming. Things are happening before our eyes right now. And let me ask you all a question. Was it a bad choice to buy Destined Rivals at $300 now? No, I don't think so. I don't care, technically, because if I bought 12 cases at $300, I don't care. Because when I go to turn around and sell it, it's not going to be in 3 to 5 years, right? But in 3 to 5 years, 2 to 5 years, right, when Destined Rivals is out of rotation and no longer available, that you can go to LGS and pick it up because it's out of rotation, standard play. And now that's when the booster boxes start going up. Do you think Destined Rivals has a chance to be a $500 booster box? If you raise your hand to saying yes on that, who the hell cares about the $300 you pay now? It doesn't matter what you pay on a booster box. If you paid high now, who cares? If you're not going to sell it now, it doesn't matter. And yes, if you bought high, you can always dollar for dollar course average. That is always a play. So you can buy high and buy low. Buy some at the beginning when something comes out, even the ETB. If you paid $100, do you think that was a bad deal? Even if you bought all your if you bought all of your inventory at $100 now, is that bad? No. So what? You paid. You paid double MSRP. Who cares? Right? Who cares? If you're not going to sell it, it's not going to matter. So in the time when you're going to sell it, you're going to sell it when it made you money. So you don't care because you're going to hold it for that long term. A lot of us as investors are not the ones that are out here selling right now. We're not the ones flipping our inventory of our major play products. We're holding that for the long term. We have a longer mindset than a lot of these guys out here selling stuff right now. And a lot of these guys are using credit cards and they got to pay bills, and they're not your normal investor guys. They're not. They're not. These are your guys, your football Pete's and stuff. You know, I'm just using football Pete for example. Don't take me out of context for using his name. I'm just saying, these are the people with paper hands. They just want to make quick money and flip right now, whatever they can. And Pokemon is a money maker. So a lot of people in here don't have that investor mindset of long-term or holding for long plays because they don't see themselves being here in 2 years. They're going to, the resellers are going to be back when the times are good. They're going to be gone when the times are bad. So when Pokemon can't make their money, then you'll see a lot of people disappear and there'll be product on the shelf at Walmart and Target. You can pick it up. And there'll be more available. But guess what? Guess what? We got to talk, guys. So we as investors, myself, I'm not trying to flip product quickly, guys. And I don't care if it sells. If I got stuff that I'm trying to sell now, if it don't sell, I don't care. That's my mindset. I don't care. And well, Mike, you got all these singles. You got all those singles for, and you traded sealed away. Big deal. I don't care if my singles sell. I don't care if the cards I just showed you sell or not, guys. I don't care. Because you know what? These are banger cards. And a lot of these banger cards, the big ones, are going to hit all new highs. Right now we're in a kind of a drought. So singles fall into that drought. But then they always set in at a new high than they last were. And they always reach a new high than they last were. So they're going to go right back up. And when they do boom again, they're going to go higher than what their last sale was. So, if I hold on to it, I hold on to it. But my major moves are in sealed. So I'm going to win on this no matter what. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the singles do. It doesn't matter what the slabs do. I don't care. I don't care if nobody buys them. But I'm not going to give them away. I'm not going to downplay myself or get lowballed, because I had people try to lowball me, people try to play the percentage game on me, and I'm the one holding the cards. I got the cards. You're trying to get stuff from me, and you're telling me you want to buy it at a percentage? I'll give you a discount based on what you buy, but I'm the one holding the cards. This is how I'm doing it. It's either that way or you can just walk away. We're not doing a deal. And
That's
I'm in control.
not me.
I'm in control of what I sell. And when I sell, no one's coming to me and saying, I'm going to pay you a percentage unless I'm okay with that percentage.
I'm not tied on money.
Okay? And I'm not hard up for dollars where I got to sell my stuff. And I'm only selling certain things. And I sold Shrouded Fable. I sold some Shining Fates. All right? This is stuff, and I sold Vivid Voltage ETBs. These are ETBs. All right? I sold 9 Shrouded Fable, and I sold 10 Shining Fates ETBs. And I took $5 off my original price. So Shrouded Fable I was asking $65 a box. The guy took 9 of them. I took them down to $60. So no, there wasn't a lot of money on the bone for me. If I held on to them, do you think Shrouded Fable will do good? Yeah. But you know what? I had my eyes on Destined Rivals. I have my eyes on Prismatic. I have my eyes on Journey Together. Other boxes that I think will outperform Shrouded Fable. In the long term of things, in the long mindset, I think there are other sets that are better plays now that I can get out of Shrouded Fable and get into something else without adding new money to the plate. See, this is how I think. And I think there's other plays we make with Shining Fates that will outperform Shining Fates. So that's why I'm making the plays that I make. And I use these singles, guys. And this is what things people, like Alex, they don't, a lot of people will talk about, guys, you can use these liquid cards just as cash. And you can get in and buy with these cards. Make trades happen on Facebook, because this is exactly the way I'm doing. I'm working magic with these cards. You don't understand it, but the story is written on Instagram. I'm taking these singles and I'm making deals happen. And I'm taking some of my sealed that I think are going to be less performers, and I'm moving it into Destined Rivals. I'm moving it into 151, Blooming Waters boxes. And guess what? If those boxes don't perform, I have the packs that will outperform. All right? And here's the story. I don't care about 151 ETBs, because there's a better play with the Blooming Waters boxes where I get more packs. Why would I buy the ETB? It's $200. I can buy 2 Blooming Waters boxes for $200, and I have 24 packs. I'd rather have 24 packs than 9 packs and those promos, because you get promos in the Blooming Waters that are grading plays or could be plays that go up. So you get more packs, and I think the packs are going to be the ones that could perform, because just as the booster box go up, the packs of 151 are going to go up just as well. And people that are in rip and shippers are going to want packs. And don't you think 151 is a nostalgic enough set that I can see those booster packs of 151 going to $20. And if you can't see 151 being $20, then where were you when Evolutions came out? And Evolutions is now $40 or $30 a pack. No one's seen this coming. No one's seen Evolutions going to $1,000 a box. But can you see 151 going to $20 a pack? There's plays to be made with the Blooming Waters that I'm going to just leave the ETB at the wayside, and I'm going to buy all the Blooming Waters at $100 because I'm getting more packs for my money. And my money is working for me, and it's going to work for me in the per pack price of each pack. And a lot of YouTubers are not talking like this. Team Rocket Joey said I'm buying the Blooming Waters, right? I've been buying the Blooming. I was already making these plays long before he started it. This is plays, guys, behind the scenes. I already been doing it. Was buying this before those plays were even announced. I was already on Facebook Marketplace buying Blooming Waters, and I already had set my price at $100 that I was paying, and I'm still buying them between $95 and $100. See, these are plays, but behind the scenes, to read my story, to see my journey, check out the Instagram, because you guys are looking at Pokemart TZG and saying, hey, this guy's not on YouTube. This guy's only streaming this. But behind the scenes, if you've been following on my friggin' Instagram, you would see all the plays and all the moves that I've been making behind the scenes. The road for me has been paved, and has been paved, guys. It's been paved over many times. I've been working my tail off in this investing long after I came back from Florida after my dad passed away. I didn't let that set me back. I let it set me ahead because I was still working even when I was down there. I was still working in buying. I was still hitting restocks down there. If you saw my Instagrams, you would know because I wrote my story. My receipts are documented. I have my receipts. And if you think I was just, stopped YouTube, left YouTube, you are hardly mistaken, my friends, because I'm still in this game, and I'm still running as hard as I ever was running before, and I'm running even harder because I already know that Pokemon investing works. All right, I know it works. It's hard to turn new heads and to tell people stuff. But those that you don't want to listen to Alex, go ahead, don't. But you're missing out. I'm telling you, you're missing out because I already seen the gains. I already seen the gains. I already seen the money. I already seen the money side. But that didn't faze me. That's not going to stop me from talking about it. And it's not going to stop me from walking my walk. I'm going to still talk my talk because, guys, it's real. It's reality. And you have to do it to prove it. Because to prove it to yourself, if you're an unbeliever, you will believe. You will believe once you see it happen. And the longer you stay in this market, you will become more of a believer that it's working even more in these sets now because we're in unprecedented times with these destined rivals. And if you think that you're going to get this stuff, you better have a couple of steps ahead of everybody else. You better start thinking outside the box. Don't think about just Walmart and Target. I'm already ahead of the game, guys. I'm not looking for Walmart and Target. I'm already talking about a buyback sheet, buying off second-hand market because I'm done with Walmart. I'm done with the restocks. You don't hear people talk about this stuff in Pokemon investing. Buy above MSRP? My plan is not selling. I'm not selling. My plan is holding. I'm a 57-year-old man in this hobby, and I got a lot of young people that still don't even understand what they're doing in this hobby. And I'm walking miles above them. And I'm walking miles above some of these other investors because I'm talking a real talk and I'm walking a real walk. But I know what I'm talking about because I've already been through the fire. And I've already been doing good with this. I've been doing good. I'm not this guy that got in here and the Pokemon collector that spent $20,000 and I lost $20,000. Well, just another guy that didn't know what I know. I know what I know. And I follow people on YouTube that know what the hell they're talking about. And if you don't understand them, then you never will. This investing is not for you. And I don't want to point people in the wrong direction. I don't want to get misinformation. But guys, investing is easy. And just like everybody tells you, you want to become a content creator? Turn the damn camera on. Well, you want to be a Pokemon investor? You better start buying. You won't know until you try it and understand it. And right now in the hobby, we got too many combatants, too many people holding a bat to other content creators' head, playing games just for clicks and views because the drama videos get more clicks than Pokemon right now. Because no one wants to hear about the investing. Everybody wants to hear about who's doing bad in the hobby, who lost their shirt, who lost money, who robbed somebody, who got stabbed. We're all about that. And that's something sickly in this hobby that is just, it just needs to stop. It needs to stop. And those people just doing it for views. You know, you looking for that YouTube check. Hell, I'm in this investing, guys. I'm not making money from YouTube. I've been doing it 12 years. I'm not making money from YouTube, guys. My channel ain't even monetized.
I have been investing and filming CISA 2011, but only Pokemon or TCG keeps me grounded. The correct
but I can tell you
to
this.
do.
I can tell you this. And you can put facts to facts and put stocks up against whatever you want. I can tell you this. If I were to put the same money in the bank is going to take my money, whether it's in a checking I think it's in a checking, you get 3%. If it's a savings, you get 1%, something like that. A bank is going to take $5,000, right? $5,000, and they're going to give you 1% interest compounded. And at the end of 5 years, if you still have that $5,000 in the bank, in the checking or savings account, your interest compounded on that $5,000 at 1% is what, $100 or $50, whatever it is, and then on your checking it may be a couple hundred. I made more money in my investing portfolio, and I'm going to give you a breakdown. I'm not going to give you a breakdown. I'm just going to share an app that I've been using, and I'm just going to show you a number at my portfolio even after Let me turn down the light on my, hold on. And it's not to brag. It's not to brag. It's just to show you guys that, this thing is real. All right, so let me bring that back. All right. Look at that. It's backwards for you on the camera, but look at my portfolio. And that's not even everything on the Shiny app. 144,632 on my Shiny app based on my investments that are sitting in. And I got the charts just like a stock market exchange, just like a stockbroker would have. If you want to look at, open up a newspaper, you don't get the ups and downs. You see the stocks that are doing good and what your stocks, but nothing gives you like the Shiny app. I mean, there's a collector app, but I'm not doing it. I like looking at this because I like to see my investments working for me. And I'm looking at like, whoops, hold on. I'm looking at like my, can I move it back? All right, so I'm looking at like my sleeve packs of Evolving Skies. I have 345 of those sleeve packs. I got them at $3.99 a pack. They're at $40.70 on a $3.99 sleeve pack that I bought many years ago. And I like looking at the numbers and say, holy cow, and I check TCG Player to compute and make sure the price is. I'm liking that. I'm liking that, guys. I'm liking it. Then I get the chart, the grid. Well, you guys can't see it. Let me tone this thing down. I thought I brought the setting down, but I'm going to bring the display even down. All right, so let's go back. It's hard to see I like the grids. I like what I see on evolutions, and that's just, we're not talking about all of my stuff. They don't have everything that I could put in there. And then if you look back and I look at my loose packs of Evolving Skies, right? And I'm just putting Evolving Skies where these are at $25 and it's up like 14,000 or something like that. I like looking at numbers, man, and seeing that, my $3.99, my booster packs that I got are, my portfolio's growing on the Shiny app, and I look at the TCG Player, and yeah, I got fees that I'm going to have to do or not do, depending on how you sell, right? If you're selling on Facebook or if you're selling on eBay, yeah, you got fees, but you can go to shows, and dealers at shows will buy packs from you, and they'll give you good money for them, especially when rip and shippers are opening a lot of the stuff now. Packs are in demand. Pokemon's in demand. You can sell. You got a lot of liquid packs, guys, people will buy. And for the most part, when you do shows, you're going to get your money for those packs, guys, because people want to open up those highly valuable packs looking to pull valuable cards out. So I'm just doing Evolving Skies.
Mike, what's up, dude?
What's going on, Pat? Pat's Power Channel. So I'm just showing you guys some of my portfolio that's on Shiny app, and not everything is on there.
What's up, bro?
I have the Blooming Waters boxes, the Legendary Warriors boxes on there, the Sea and Sky boxes. I'm still buying all of that stuff even now. I got repeat people coming back selling me sealed product. Where, guys, I mean, if you build enough clientele, see, this is the thing that I've been doing, and nobody talks about it on YouTube. But I'm going to tell you, I've been working in my own backyard, building a stable foundation of people to buy from. Right here in my own neighborhood. Not reaching out on a DM or a Discord. Like Nostalgia has a Discord where he can put out and that he's buying this, or put on his Instagram. I'm not even doing that, guys. I'm just using Facebook, and people are reaching out, and then for people that I met, they're reaching back to me and saying, hey, I got this, and I'm getting them those guys are hitting those restocks. I ain't got to go to Walmart, Target, and I'm paying them a premium on those boxes. I'm buying, like I said, Blooming Waters, $100. I don't care about the Costco. See, that's not important. I'm not worried about what Costco got. I know I'm informed about it, and I do make wise decisions, and I do adjust prices based on how much stock and what I see going on in the market. And I do adjust a little bit, all right? But I'm buying those boxes for a premium above what they pay at Costco's for Blooming Waters, because I believe in 151, all right? I believe in Crown Zenith. Crown Zenith is out of print. Try to find Sea and Sky. You got to go to the secondary market to pick it up. It's not being dropped at Costco's anymore. You're not going to get those tins and boxes and ETBs and stuff at Costco's no more. Well, for the time being, I don't see them. I see 151 stuff coming, but I'm still buying into 151. I'm not opening 151. That's the difference, guys. I'm not opening any of this stuff. I'm not opening 151. I'm not opening Crown Zenith. I'm not opening any product on Pokemon right now. I'm not. Even behind the scenes, I haven't been opening. I've been opening up Fortnite and Garbage Pail Kids. I ain't opening up no Pokemon. It's too much. It's too expensive, guys. And I'm an investor in this, so my investing kicks in, and I'm looking for those particular products. I'm looking for specific stuff. And I have in water, right, my banger cards, my bangers. In the water on Facebook, will trade for sealed product. And cash. Cash is always the option. Cash is king. And I will deploy the cash into sealed product. Like if someone hit me up and say, hey, I got 25 Blooming Waters boxes. And I said, well, I can take 4 of those. But if I sell this Garantina, I'll go and buy those Blooming Waters. You know what I mean? So this is how I work. And they're liquid.
We either do the investment may do some openings in the future.
The single cards, there will always be opportunities for those singles where you'll be able to get them at a cheaper price or a higher price or a lower price later on down the road. Somewhere in between, you may get a better deal later on down the road, but take advantage of everything you have that you can deploy, right? And use to your advantage and use the leverage in. Like I said, I have those Pokemon plushies. I have single cards. I have graded cards. And this was all done through trades that I did for Rebel Clash, Sword Shield base set. I sold a lot of my XY, Hidden Fates, Sun and Moon products, guys. The booster packs. I sold them. I took my wins on that. I took my dues on that. All right. And I deployed them into newer stuff that has opportunity too. So it ain't like I lost. I won all the way. With everything, and would I do it again? Yes. I don't feel bad about it. I'm not turning my head back and saying, man, I wish I had held on to them, because now look where Dragon Majesty is, look where Shining Legends is, look where Evolutions is. I don't care. I took my wins and I roll them back in. And now I'm rolling again. And I'm rolling heavy. But, like I said, I had other things that are weighing on me now, and I have to meet with my dad's mortgage now on the house. I got his car note that I still take care of. I still got to take care of, you know, maintaining the house as if he's still alive. And, you know, that took away from some of the money that I could have put into these investments, but it didn't hold me back. I'm still making sure I'm just being wise with where I deploy money. And I've always rolled on a budget, guys. Always rolled on a budget. So I don't like, if somebody came with a Twilight Masquerade, a guy Mike, hit me up, said, hey, I got a Twilight Masquerade.
How's things, Pat?
He said, I got a Twilight Masquerade case.
At the most
booster box case. 6 boxes.
I will TXT you on FB, bro.
I'm looking to sell it. I said, all right, well, are you looking for cash or trade? And I told him, I said, look, I'm dealing with my dad's, estate. I got to make mortgage payments. I got to make house payments, and car note on stuff that ain't even mine, because I got to make sure that house doesn't go in foreclosure on us, while me and my brother are dealing with the lawyers and battling the one side of the Rasco family for his inheritance. So if we want our piece out of the inheritance, we got to make sure we do our part with keeping the house and everything, while the lawyer's doing their part, and then sell the house, and then we get all our money that we paid out. We get it all back, but we have to pay it all out now. We get all of it back, and then we get a portion of whatever is left from the 5 people that want to give us everything of theirs, and the other 4 that want to take on the Rascal side. So I said I had to deal with that. But it hasn't stopped me from my investing, guys. It hasn't stopped me. I'm still doing it.
I missed your call. Was trying to hustle in the pawn shops on games.
But yeah, now back to the Pokemon thing. Now, the Pokemon hobby, guys, like pokerev said, we are cooked, and I'm telling you, we are cooked in this manner and for this reason. If you look at the Pokemon's the way Pokemon is doing stuff right now is they continue. Why is this PS5 going to go in sleep mode or whatever? Pokemon is coming out with these vending machines, and they're coming out with more and more, and they're spreading them out through the U.S. and they're filling them with product, right? And it looks to me, guys, like they're taking more and more product away from the LGS, and the LGSs are getting less and less product, but they're divvying it out to these vending machines, but then they are also divvying it out to Dick's Sporting Goods, because I saw a crazy YouTube video with somebody at a Dick's Sporting Goods that had booster boxes, and they had more booster boxes than the LGS would get. Had them stocked up, but they were selling them at a higher price than secondary market. They had them on marked up. They had the Blooming Waters boxes for like $174 at Dick's, and the booster boxes were crazy prices too. So the Pokemon company, guys, looks like they're disrupting normality in how we buy Pokemon cards and where we buy them. They're spreading out and they're thinning out the herds amongst a lot of other places are getting them. And these guys are charging higher prices than the LGSs. But I think what is going on is some of these LGSs were doing some shady stuff. They were overcharging you and manipulating the market and everything. Do you see? No, I'm streaming. Close the door. themselves. The LGSs were doing some tricky stuff, man. Some of these LGSs, not all of them, some of them were doing some shady stuff. They were
if it's easier,
forcing numbers
I can call you
going
as
up.
well. I have family issues / complications when people get older
for stuff, and you know, and I think Pokemon said, you know what, we're gonna change up the way we do stuff, and we're gonna give allocations to the more of the vending machine, our own vending machines, and we're gonna let Dick's Sporting Goods and gas stations and stuff get this stuff now, and you know, a sad thing that happened is this. Why would someone who always bought sports cards now be able to get Pokemon cards? And someone who's always sold Pokemon cards get lower allocations, and the allocations are now being divvied to someone who never bought Pokemon, and they're getting allocations that are cut as well. See, I don't understand that all of a sudden you have a card shop that does everything, sells Magic Gatherers, sells Yu-Gi-Oh, sells Dragon Ball Z, sells One Piece, sells Pokemon sports cards, and all of that. And their allocations get cut, and you got a sports card vendor that only bought sports cards and now sees opportunity in Pokemon and wants Pokemon, and Pokemon says, okay, we'll give you some. The distributor says, okay, we'll give you some.
Message me, I'll definitely respond. Getting the kids ready for dinner, so it will be a
I
little
don't understand
noisy.
that. Why would a distributor give allocations to someone who never bought Pokemon and take it away from someone who's always bought Pokemon cards? And it's all because there is money being made, and everyone's hand is out, and Pokemon has too many mouths to feed. And it doesn't matter how much they print, it's all going to be absorbed, because you have more people holding on to product now than there's ever has, and people going strictly to Walmarts and Targets, clearing out stuff, just clearing out, because this is what I see. And they're buying everything, guys, everything. They're buying these 7-card packs that have just one foil and then have a bunch of common and uncommon cards in there. And they give you a chance to get a Rayquaza alternate art, as the picture shows, or some crazy alternate art on the front, but it's only 7 commons and 3 reverse holos or something in a pack. And you're paying $7.92. We got people buying all that stuff up. And then they're buying the pack of commons and uncommon, these cards that are in a blister pack with just a chunk of commons and uncommons, and they're buying it all up. People that are new to the hobby are buying these, or people that are reselling them are buying them too. I never seen anything like this. And these are not your investors, guys, that are going in buying like that. These are your normal people that are just trying to make a few dollars selling it
here, dude. Hope things get better for sure.
On you know, eBay or on Facebook, any way they can try to sell it. These are those people that are into Walmarts and Targets trying to get as much as they can. These are not your normal whatnot streamers, because whatnot streamers are not looking for that product. All right, whatnot streamers need a lot of product. You got a lot of people in whatnots, whatnot ripping shippers, doing $50,000 streams, $20,000 streams. They are running a lot of product out of those TikTok shops and all of that. So that's another issue.
I have seen
where
people sleeping outside on release days.
That much product being ripped on all these streams, and even look at Alex. Look at Alex. He's ripping almost 1,000 packs on every live.
Yeah, I see.
If you do the numbers on what Alex does, Like he says, hey, there's only 700 available. If you look at all the lives, that's 700 packs, all the booster boxes he cracked to get the packs. That means there's that much less available. A lot of product is being ripped. So if allocations are being shrunk down, Pokemon is printing to capacity, how in the world are they ever going to keep enough product?
Volk is flying as well, Mike, and went up. It's crazy.
To put on shelves. How are they ever going to catch up? And yes, how are they going to reprint everything that needs to be reprinted?
We have to stay in the race.
So you guys better start thinking, how are you going to get product? Because you're going to have to say goodbye to Walmart and Target, because we are about to get cooked. And I'm not saying just in black and white. I don't think black and white is going to be that set, guys. I think people are going to fall back off the black and white and move right into Destiny Rivals. But when that Mega Evolutions box come out, it's already hitting highs. It's already going crazy. And that is going to be a disaster. All right? And if you think you've been paying for high on booster boxes, well, you know what? I'm going to be buying those boxes on the secondary market again and paying a premium, because you know what? I believe I believe in the Destiny Rivals, but I believe in that Mega Evolutions, and I believe it is going to do good in 5 to 10 years, or could do better in less time. I'm going to be buying on the secondary market. I'm not going to put my marbles in waiting for Walmart, Target restock to get an ETB. I am confident in just buying off the secondary market, no matter what the price is, within reason that I'm willing to pay. I'm just going to do like Rudy does, and he did with Evolutions. I'm going to set it. I'm going to buy it, set it, forget it. Stick it in my storage unit, and I'm not thinking twice about selling it anytime soon. And this is the mentality you guys are going to have. You better start thinking outside the box. Think about how you're going to get product, where you're going to get product, because it's going to get crazy. You think you've seen something now with Destiny Rivals. You think you've seen something with Journey Together. You think you saw something with Stellar Crown. You think shortages of products and everything's going to be restocked. You are sadly mistaken, my friends. Pokemon has a big problem. And the problem is everyone. Everyone is the problem. Every one of us that buy product, we're the problem. We're part of the problem. And there's not enough product for everyone. Pokemon cannot feed all the mouths that want to eat. And it's going to continue on. And I don't think we are going to see relief anytime soon. At least this year. But then next year, you got another problem on the horizon, and that's the 30th anniversary. And if that kicks in with a kicker set of stuff that's going to be released in multiple waves of different products, Pokemon, Houston, we have liftoff, and it's going to start all over again, but it's going to magnify into 2026. And the sets of the Mega Evolutions, guys, we haven't even seen all the evolutions that's going to come out, or the Megas. We're only seeing the first Evolutions box come out. The box come out, the first release. And then you have another Mega Evolutions. They're going to call that set something else that's going to have, it's going to be part of the Evolution. It's going to be whatever they call that set, just like in, Scarlet Violet era. You had Scarlet Violet base, then you had Paldea and all of that stuff. You're going to have all those sets for the Mega Evolutions that make up the Evolutions lineup. And there are going to be even more killer sets coming out for those Megas. And when they throw those Charizards, the Venusaurs, and Blastoids in those, guys, you don't think you're going to be paying $350 a booster box? And they're already talking about the new prices. Distributors already charging more for the stuff now? from last videos I seen for this mega set, distributors are already charging you more for that for the product. Houston, we have a big problem, and the roof is about to get blown off, and all you guys better start thinking about how you're going to get product, because it's going to get hairy real quick. So yeah, we have a problem, guys. Pokemon has a big problem, and that is for sure. And it's not just the rip and chippers, it's everyone who buys Pokemon cards. There's just not enough product to feed the mouths. And I don't see any relief. It doesn't matter what they print, how much they print, and I think they're just saying they're printing to capacity. They were already printing to capacity. How much more can they print when you got allocated print runs? You can only print for so long before you have to have something else on that press for tops or baseball cards or whatever else that needs to take up that printer because you're renting out the space. You need more printers, man. You need to get everything running. You need to open up more things. And yes, Pokemon is smart about the way they do it, but if they go too large, then they don't want to see their product sitting on the shelf neither. So they're being careful not to overprint and not to have so much product sitting on the shelf, because guess what? You know, I always look back at this Beanie Baby thing, man. And this Beanie Baby, the Beanie Baby business that I had, and then what happened with it, and there was a collapse where you had a winning strategy. Ty from the Beanie Baby, the manufacturer, Ty, the owner, had a winning combination. He had people lining up for those Beanie Babies, right? It was a flourishing business. People lined up. I'll never forget it. I'll never forget it. Lines at Hallmarks, lined at every flower shop, and people calling the shops hour on the hour. Store could be closed, store is open, people calling about, did you get any new Beanie Babies? I want the Princess Diana, I want the Aaron Bear, I want the Liberty, I want the Curly, I want the DN Bear. People, man, I'll never forget it. And then he self-destruct his formula. He had a winning formula, and all he had to do was just tweak his formula a little bit, and he just overdid it, and people lost confidence in Beanie Babies. And even though they were at McDonald's, they were in all Hallmark shops, lines were like crazy out the door. You were lined up. People lined up with like a mile-long line for these. I'll never forget this, guys. And then he said he was going to retire the Beanie Babies. And then he did this retirement thing, and then all of a sudden, he kicked back in full force, and Beanie Babies were overpopulated everywhere, being sold everywhere. And people lost confidence in the brand. People lost confidence in the Beanie Baby. And everybody was just flash selling their Beanie Babies. And I don't think Pokemon wants to see that happen to their cards. So they're being very, very careful on how they do it. And you got smart people behind the scenes at the Pokemon companies that, you know, are making this stuff happen. And we're getting all the best arts and all these new arts and the best of the best Pokemon cards. We haven't even seen the best, because the best is yet to come, because every new set is breaking every new record. There's always a new chase that's breaking a new level. That's a new chase card that someone wants, and a record-breaking price. And we have stuff now breaking unprecedented times that we're in, hitting milestone prices in weeks and months compared to years. So this is crazy with the amount that's being printed and the allocations that are being cut, and then Pokemon saying that they're going to reprint. And the window is small. It's when Pokemon comes out and says they're going to reprint, it's like 6 months from now, then you see it. But how in the hell are they going to catch up and reprint this stuff? It's not going to be enough. And by the time they get around to that reprint window, this stuff is already time to go out of rotation by the time they're able to get around to print, because their printers are on limited time spans for Pokemon cards, and then they print something else for somebody else. They're not going to have the time to print everything and all things. So some stuff's going to be left by the wayside, and we may be seeing some sets in these eras along the Megas, along the Stellar Crowns, and along the Surging Sparks, and along the Scarlet Violet era that won't get a reprint, guys. That won't get a reprint. And that's going to be something for the record books with some of these sets that are going to hit all new highs and break new levels of high. And people are going to be dumbfounded. And words that some of the investors are saying may come true, and some may not come true. But if you are collecting sealed for the long term, it does rise in value and does beat out some of these stocks, some of these, stocks and bonds and Bitcoin, and it does the S&P 500, and it does outperform some of these other things that you can put your money in. And it certainly does beat out a bank. As far as putting your money in a bank, you have it in cardboard, and you just have it on an app that's showing you that this is where it's at. But Pokemon's outperforming what a bank would give you. And you can put your money to wherever you want. But there are problems in Pokemon that we may not see fixed. At least in 2026. We may see them print more of this new stuff as times go on. They're going to print more because they're going to say, hey, we need bigger numbers. They're already printing more than they ever have. And if they got to print more sets in larger quantities now, then later on when they go to reprint, probably going to be less. Because these other sets that they got to print are going to be larger. So it's going to take up that print window. So are we going to get sets that are going to be forgotten about? Yeah, we could see it. We could see it. And are you buying those sets? So I'm saying, guys, you need to think about this. How are you getting the next set? Where are you getting it at? Because bots are an issue on websites, and yet they're trying to combat that and limit you. And then you have the Pokemon vending machines that are now putting limits on how much you can buy, and then you got to track those down. You got people unplugging the machines, and this stuff that's going on is causing people to FOMO, get scared, to buy in. And then, yes, guys, we have another storm of brewing where you're going to have some people that get into this hobby just to make money using a credit card, and then have to worry about trying to get rid of that product because now the credit card is due. And you got a lot of people right now sitting down by the beach. We're sitting down by the beach waiting for the tide to roll in. And that tide is all you guys that have to sell, need to sell because you got in, you over leverage yourself, and you got these guys down by the beach. They got their shades on and a wad of money waiting to just wait for that wave to come in and catch that wave and ride it out and take everything that you got because you over leverage yourself. You got a lot of people in this hobby, cash heavy, waiting to catch that next wave. sitting down by the beach waiting. Say, hey, time to put the surfboard out there, catch this wave, because this guy here on Facebook got a big allocation of stuff he bought, and he's got to get rid of it because he's got a medical bill he's got to pay, or he over leveraged himself. And you got a lot of people out there that are over leveraging themselves, in it for all the wrong reasons, or in it because they can't sell, because there is going to become a time where you're not going to be able to sell like you are now. And when that time comes, the investor's still going to be sitting here smiling, but are you going to be one of those people that got to sell because you were in it just here, in it right now just for the money end of it, and were over leveraging yourself into sets and buying everything at Walmart? It just amazes me that I see these things disappear off Walmart shelves, and people are just buying stupid stuff that you should just leave on the shelf. They're not even worth what you're picking them up for, and they're thinking that they can sell them and they're going to be able to make some money off of them. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's got my mind boggled by what I see that I know came in, and there's no Pokemon products. Like, I was able to, at my last restock, I got these 6 Paradox Rift hanger box for my last restock, along with these Fortnite packs, hanger boxes. That was for my last restock. There was no ETBs. I know a guy was saying there was Destined Rivals ETBs. He put his hand on it and somebody grabbed it from him. So I don't want to be in that position where someone is grabbing stuff out of my hand and you're fighting for product out of Walmart, Target. So I'm just buying off the secondary market when I can, and I'm using my bangers in I got these boxes, but I have 2 large boxes full of illustration rares, special illustration rares, character rare, trainer gallery, full art, secret rare, gold cards, rainbow rares, some trainers, some full arts, a whole bunch of mix of everything in these big boxes that I traded out. Sun and Moon packs, Burning Shadows packs. I don't have Burning Shadows anymore. I got rid of 500 packs of Burning Shadows. I don't have that no more. Those are gone. I got single cards and slabs. Like I said, what I do, what I did, you have to check out the link.
Have to get them in ASAP.
PokeTuber Jedi Hustler, and check out those Instagram photo and reels where I show you my business cards. Say, hey, Pokemart TCG back at it with another awesome reel. Go check out those reels. Tons of reels on there, and stating what happened, what I did, what I got, and who I'm trading with, what I sold. It's all in the story. My story's written. The receipts for everything I do for this channel is in the Instagram. There you can see and say, hey, this guy is friggin' a beast, because that's exactly what I turned into, a beast. It's PokeTuber Jedi Hustler. It's Jedi because I'm a Jedi on Call of Duty, and I like Star Wars. And I'm a hustler because that's what I've been. I've been always hustling, legally hustling. Video games, I was a dealer selling those. I was sports cards, I did that. I did Beanie Babies. I held yard sales. I sold at card shows. I set up at flea markets and sold. I'm hustling, doing legal hustles. So that name, PokeTuber, well, that's because I have a YouTube channel, Pokemart. So the whole PokeTuber Jedi Hustler makes sense for who I am. It orchestrates who I am, that I hustle, that I put the work in. And I've been doing it for 12 years. It ain't like I'm some new jack on this scene doing it. I'm an OG. But this old G has never been too old to learn new ways and new tricks. what kept me afloat, always being open-minded. And, you know, transitioning, being able to transition, and the ability and availability to move and navigate in this market. You got to know how to move. You know, I'm always doing something. I'm always active, and I'm always thinking outside the box. And that's what makes me different from some other YouTubers, some of these other, you know, investors, is I'm always thinking outside the box. And look, while people were talking about, hey, you shouldn't be buying their auxiliary stuff, you should be buying the tins and mini tins, they're too hard, they're harder to sell. It doesn't matter. They're investable. And just like, you know, like I said, look at Cool Trainer Ryan, CTR, right? Look at all of the boxes and collection tins and stuff that he got in his collection. You don't see that stuff anymore. And, you know, you got many people that wish they had those things that Cool Trainer Ryan had. And I think me, being the collector and the investor end of holding and buying all that auxiliary stuff just like he had, I'm buying that stuff and I'm still holding on. I'm holding on to stuff that I got some years ago and stuff that I'm getting now. I'm holding on to it. That people aren't going to want it, that you're not going to be able to sell it, that it's going to be less liquid. Doesn't mean that just boosted boxes is king, guys. Yes, boosted box is king. But there are other products that are going to be just as valuable. All right? Not as the king, the booster box, but guys, if you know how to sell and where to sell, a lot of the stuff you can take to card shows, and it's a lot of work. For me to turn everything that I got into $1, yeah, to move, I got to do work. And I'm prepared to do the work. And that's why I invest. It ain't like I'm going to sell everything in one day. It's going to be a move, and I'm going to have to do a lot of plays. But that's the investor part that I'm willing to take the risk on this stuff, because I know if I leave it in the bank, I'm not going to get the same return. And there are ways to do this stuff here, guys, and I'm not going to go into it on this channel. I'm not going to even talk about it, but there's ways to get around here, and you can make just cash if you want. And I'm not going to talk about those ways. If you want to hit me up on a DM and call me personally or something, yeah, but I'm not going to speak about it live on this broadcast. I'm not going to do that because people say, "Oh, this guy." I'm not even going to put it out there because then, yeah, I'm not even going to put it out there. All right, I'm not even going to. Like if some of these people that are subscribers, they want to know, yeah, we may talk on a separate line on that, but I'm not going to talk about it here on the channel. Just not going to do it. But there are ways, guys. I'm telling you, you need, you know, if you're selling, if you never sold anything and you're an investor, well, you're doing yourself an injustice, because if you don't know how to sell nothing, you don't know how to list anything, it's going to be hard for you to sell. And a lot of you guys that are in here that you think it's easy, yeah, Facebook can be slow sometimes, you know, and I'm telling you, you'll get a lot of lowballers. You get people that try to lowball you. You get people that ask you, is this item still available? And as long as my posts are up, my items are available. And then you say it's available and they still never hit you back. Then they'll lowball you and they'll try to put percentages on themselves and say, hey, I vend at a show and I buy at this percentage. And then you have people that agree to a price and say, well, since I'm buying these, can you take more money? Less money for this because I'm buying this too, and they already agreed to buying them at a certain price already, and they want to, you know, you'll have people try to, you know, jerk you down and try to lowball you, but I say if you never sold anything, you need to start and learn so you can have an easier way to turn this product when it comes time that you want to turn what you invested in into profits. It's going to be an easier road for you to sell because you already had access to selling on Facebook Marketplace. You already been dealing with people. You already sold at flea markets, or you already vended at shows. I'm telling you, if you haven't started that, then probably doing a little bit of shows here and there. And I'm not saying doing all shows, because I'm just doing local shows in my own area. I'm staying local. I'm not trying to do every card show all over the place. I'm doing every show here locally, but they do like 4 or 5 shows a year. So it's not like I'm doing a show every weekend or something like that. But the Newburgh Touring Collectible Show here in my area, usually 4 to 5 shows in the entire year. So I'm just doing those shows because I wanted to build relationships with people that also know me, or people that didn't know me. I'm building relationships with those people that are selling me their cards, their binders, and those that are selling me sealed product. I'm building a connection and a base of people that even when there's no show, these people can reach out to me to sell me their cards, their packs they opened up, their products they picked up from a Walmart restock when I'm not trying to go. And yeah, I'm paying a premium to get it, and no one's telling you on that end like this is something you can do. So I would highly recommend you guys to do a show, try it out, and if you've got some older product you want to move and you see some opportunities but don't want to add any new money, it's okay. Guys, I'm going to be the first one to say it's okay to sell some of your stuff. Don't let anyone tell you it's not okay. All right? It's okay to sell some of your stuff. All right? But don't get lost in the sauce that you got to hold on to this stuff forever. It's okay to sell part of it to move in. And if you want to buy a car with it, if that's what you want to do, then so be it. It's money that you made. Do what you want with it. But I'm always been just reinvesting back into the product because I strongly believe in it. And I give you my takes on it. And it doesn't mean that you have to follow those takes. But that's why I said, you got to take a little bit of what Alex talks about, a little bit from Northwoods, a little bit of what Andy from Northwoods talks about, a little bit from Pokey Oz, a bit from Pika Pika Papa, listen to Danny Phantom on pull rate data and see what the pull rates are, see if this set is worth opening to pull cards from, and understand the market. And understand new sets, and should it be a set that you should be buying, try to save money so you can buy into products, have money available to buy, I'm wheeling and dealing in every aspect of Pokemon. Graded cards, sealed product, and raw cards. And, like I said, I'm enjoying it. I'm moving raw cards into sealed product. I'm moving graded cards into sealed product. I'm moving some raw cards into more raw cards. And then on top of that, it may be just a straight cash. But people are reaching out. I got people that are playing games. Facebook, there's a lot of people that play games with you. A lot of people ask, do you ship? And I don't ship anything. It's everything a local meet. You come to my house, and we work it out here. And I always tell people, hey, are you local? Because I don't want to hear, I had one guy, well, since I got to come 2 hours away, can you take $5 off? That's not my problem. That's not my problem. You know that based on where I'm at, my location. Eunice, watch it. You got this baby with the lotion squirting it, whatever. You got people that are going to have to travel to get to you. And they know they're going to have to travel. My location, where I'm at, I don't give you my exact address. I let you know where my zip, and the town I'm in. And it's all local pickup. You can't locally come pick it up. I do that for 2 reasons. My safety, because I got cameras rolling on the door. I have the New Windsor Police Department is right on my main road. I have New Windsor Police that live right in my development. And I have cameras rolling on my house, and other people in my community with the neighborhood watch have cameras rolling on their houses. So wherever you come in on my end of the street, we already got your car. So and I got a camera rolling on the door. So I'm safe where I'm at, and then any issue with anything I sell you, you know where I live. It ain't like you met me at a McDonald's parking lot and I sold you some stuff and you never can find me no more. So I'm comfortable with meeting people that come to meet me, and I haven't had any issues. No one comes in my house. I always meet them outside. I have exactly what they want and what they wanted to purchase or what they wanted to trade. Because sometimes you can put a Facebook Marketplace deal up. Doesn't mean it's sold. I do a lot of trades for selling. So there are trades that are made, and that card was never sold. It was a trade. So there's a lot of trades that come through, and I got other sealed product, like what I just showed you. Like the guy didn't buy the cards. He didn't buy those 4 arts that I had in a lot. I had in 4 separate lots. I had to go back and revise all those 4 lots and add a new card to it because he took cards from those 4 lots. And I just put the 4 lots up with the remaining of those cards that were left, and I added a new card, and I changed the price.
Mike once so far, and I hope to meet you again at the mountain one day.
I have people meet me right here at my house, and I just say, text me when you're here. And I says, let me know exactly what you want and what's to be expected. You're doing PayPal, Venmo, not PayPal, Cash App, whatever, or straight cash, or are we doing trade? And I bring out exactly what they are getting. That way I'm bringing out exactly what they got, and it's been those kind of experiences that I've been experiencing with people that I meet on Facebook that become people that come back and sell me more stuff or do more trades with me. So this is something that Facebook, people say, watch out for Facebook, there's scammers. Yeah, there's scammers on there. I can tell you this, make sure you have a counterfeit bill detector. That way you can rub those $100 bills, the money that people give you, to make sure it's not fake. So you're protected, that money that they give you is real, that you don't have counterfeit money in your hand. That way you don't get burnt. So I would tell you to get a counterfeit pen so you can rub it on those bills and make sure they are real. All right? So you don't want to get burnt on that end where you gave away valuable cards and you got scammed because a guy paid you in fake money. The bills that look real and you couldn't tell the difference or whatever, but didn't check it. So take those precautions yourself to save you the headaches of later of being ripped off and your valuable cards gone because somebody burnt you. So you are less likely to get burnt by people coming to meet you and in your terms. See, they come for my stuff. So even though they have stuff that I want, they meet in my terms. So on my terms. And right here at my house. See? And I do that for a reason. I'm not going to go meet somebody and then I get set up to get scammed or I get set up to get robbed. If they're going to try to rob, they can do it right there and we'll take care of that if that ever happened or tried to happen. But at least I got videotape running and the cameras are rolling. So everything is on film. So that's security for me. And I have more security where we have cameras on our main road. The police department is one stop away. We have nosy neighbors that are always looking out to see what's going on. They're always watching what I'm doing. As soon as cars pull up in the driveway or across the street and I'm out, they're always looking outside, watching. And my camera's running, and you just been filmed anyway because we got pictures of your car coming down the road. So no matter what end you come at, there's a camera that got you. So, I say make sure you got cameras on your door, cameras on your house, so everything can be filmed if you have people coming to your house. Then make sure that you have that protection. Or if you're meeting people, meet at police stations, right in front. I mean, nobody's going to try something at a police station. And if they don't want to meet at a police station, then meet at somewhere that has people around and meet inside. Meet inside, like Quick Check go inside. Say, hey, there's this place where people, they play lottery there, and they scratch off. There's tables to sit down. They got cameras right there all over in Quick Check, right? So meet inside a gas station. Meet inside the store. Say, hey, I'm going to be inside the store. I'm wearing a blue shirt. You'll see me with the blue Walmart bag or whatever, and you'll know it's me. Tall guy, tall black guy, whatever color you are, whatever, however you want to describe yourself as, and whatever you're wearing, you can describe it and go sit at a table inside a gas station or inside a McDonald's, wherever you're meeting, and do it that way. I just found that I've been burnt by going to meet somebody in other towns and cities, and then these people don't show up, or they have an issue with, something, or they didn't bring everything, and so this way, everything's worked out, and I never had any problems. So, that's ways you can, you can set up for sales, but I'm telling you, if you're investing, learn how to sell, because selling is going to be one of your strengths when it comes time to move product. You gotta have to learn how to sell, who to sell to, where to sell to. So get yourself familiar with card shows, because those can be some of your greatest assets to sell your product. Going to card shows, local card shows like Jersey, some of the bigger ones. And I'm not saying collector-cons, but collector-cons may be where, say, you have a bunch of Evolving Skies that hit $500 a pack. I mean, just saying, if Evolving Skies hit $500 a pack, your ratio of people who have $500 to deploy in a pack is going to go down. So you're not going to be selling a bunch of those to any one person unless he's got a lot of money, because he rips a lot of packs on ripping chips. Those may be some people that may buy a bunch of stuff. But when packs get pricier and booster boxes get pricier, you may have to go to shows to move that, to get that cash. All right, first selling. And then with eBay, it could be tricky where people can do a chargeback and you got rid of that booster box. And if you don't know how to carry yourself or handle yourself in those positions on eBay, with seller ripping you off, a buyer ripping you off because you bought a booster box and it came back and they shrink wrapped it back with packs that opened up. If you don't know how to handle yourself, then you're gonna I got burnt on eBay, I got ripped off, I sold my Evolving Skies booster box for $2,000, and the guy sent it back, said all the packs were open, and I knew all the packs weren't open, but he said the packs were resealed, and he was the one that resealed them because he's going to send you them all back. He's going to send you them all back saying they were opened, and he's going to take all your hits out of them and put weaker hits in them. Some shady stuff can happen on eBay with expensive stuff, and if you don't know how to handle that process with videotaping you getting, shipping the box off and showing eBay, it could be a disaster for some of you guys, and so know how to sell, man, and where to sell, because if you don't, that's going to be a hardship when it comes time to move the product that you want to sell. You're not going to know where to sell or who to sell, and it's going to be a hardship. You're going to well, I got all this product, it's $100,000. I don't. Every time I try to sell, just like the person that guy that had lost $20,000. I did a video about him where he got out of the hobby because he got into the hobby and lost $20,000 because he was buying all this stuff, and then people were telling me it wasn't worth. People were telling him it wasn't worth that much money to them, and he got finagled. He got finagled, but he was in the hobby for all the wrong reasons. He had no budget. He had no idea what he was doing. He went to Japan and was buying everything. And if you're one of those guys just buying everything in Pokemon and you got no budget and you're going over to Japan and you're buying everything and then you're involved in video games, you're buying a bunch of stuff you have no idea neither, man, you could be on a loss for money, putting so much money out and not knowing, and then having no idea how all this investing and how this buying and selling does, because you just know it's worth a lot of money, but you don't know how to sell. Yeah, you could be in for a world of trouble when it comes down to sell, and yeah, you'll get in it thinking it's worth all that, and then people are going to tell you it's only worth this to them, and and you're not going to know how to sell. So familiarize yourself with how to sell, guys. Start a Facebook marketplace, sell. I mean, there's a lot of different ways you can move sealed product. You can put it on a Shopify website, and if you have a YouTube audience that is in from a Rip and Ship or a TikTok, then it may be easier to transfer people over to that by linking it up in your description or something, so you can let people know you have product, sealed product, and people, buy it. You know, if those that support you know that you have something like that, maybe a way for you to move that product yourself. Even if you haven't done sales, you have the Shopify website doing it. So there are different ways you can do stuff. And, I mean, that's some stuff you don't really hear people on YouTube. They just talk about investing, but no one's, like, actually talking about how to sell, where to sell, and what, you know, and where you should sell. So that's another thing for you guys that are in this investing space. But you know, we got a lot of things going on, man. It's a lot of things to comprehend, and only the experienced investing people that know about this are going to be able to handle this. And just let it know. We got a lot of people. I got something on my nose. We got a lot of people with deep pockets in this hobby, guys. A lot of people with deep pockets, and a lot more people than we ever seen holding on to sealed product. Because everybody wants to be this investor now. Everybody wants sealed product. But do you have the right sealed product? Are you going to know how to move it later on? You know, if you're ones that's going to hold it, are you going to know where to move it or how to move it? Some of them don't even have no clue on what to do and how to do it, how to initiate, how to engage, how to promote and do it. I didn't know I could sell. I can do a card show and sell. I didn't know I could vend. I didn't know I could do flea markets with this. You have so many opportunities to sell. That's why behind the scenes, guys, here I am building up clientele on the back burner. Like, I wasn't even talking about it on YouTube. But here, this is stuff that I'm doing behind the scenes. I'm building up people that I can trust, that I can buy product from. Just like Alex, he has his Discord. He has people that he buy from. He's buying his packs for his Rip and Chips. Guys, I got the same kind of thing going on a much smaller scale, of course, because I have to deal with my dad's estate and stuff. I have money to have to pay out for that. But on a much smaller scale than Alex, for sure. But I have people that sell to me, that go to restocks, and I'm getting product. And I don't have to go to Walmart. I don't have to go to Target. But I go, guys, I get around. I find product. I still find product here and there. I'm not going to name stores because I have people on my channel that I'm not saying area that after I say stores that I go to, these are the exact stores they go to, and it makes it kind of hard for me to find my stuff. So I'm not going to name any stores that I've been going to finding stuff, but there are definitely some hidden gems out there that I've been hitting up, and I've been finding product, and regularly I've been finding product, and here and there I've been finding restocks. You know, even at my own Walmart I've been getting lucky. Some people left some one-piece packs behind. I guess they didn't have all the money, or the credit card was over-leveraged. They couldn't buy all the one piece. So, hi, Pokemart TCG. Yes, we got one piece, guys. I did buy some one piece. I got a good amount of one piece, but that's because I'm going to be doing some stuff with one piece. All right. So it is up on Facebook for buy, sell, trade for Pokemon, raw cards, rated cards. Yeah, I have one piece, booster packs for sale or trade for that stuff. But I'm going to be selective on what products I take in return for it. For sure, it's going to be in my favor. And I am buying and selling and trading at percentages better than my card shops will. Yes, some of my card shops might hate me because I'm buying at better percentages and trading at better percentages. But guys, this is what it comes down to when you operate the way that I am operating. And some people aren't okay with it. Some people aren't okay. And I had a guy, listen, here's another truth to the matter. A guy today hit me up on my phone. He says he was interested. He was selling cards. He had graded cards. And I told him, I said, dude, I got graded cards. I got a lot of bangers. And I got a lot of raw cards. And I shot him over a bunch of photos. I shot him over the photos of the slabs I got. And he says, oh, I didn't know you vended. That you were a reseller, that you sold cards and did card shows. Because it wouldn't make sense for me to buy at 100% of the market. That's what he shot back to me. And I says, okay, dude, I buy at percentages better than the card shops do. I operate everything on Facebook, that stuff that I put up for sale or stuff that I buy, got a little gnat flying around. I operate it the same as if I was at a card show. So the percentages, I'm at my 65 to 75%. I would buy your cards in at, your raw cards, and then I'm at my 80 to 85% percentage on which I would take your cards in at trade. But that's going to depend on the cards that you got, what percentages I'm going to be at. Because certain ones I'm going to be at this percentage, and other ones I'm going to be at another percentage because they're less liquid for me. So he says, I can't buy from you if you sell as a vendor, you resell your cards. I said, that's funny, because how come you have vendors at collecticons, you have vendors at card shows, buy from one another, and they resell it right there at the same show? That you can't work at the percentage on what you're trying to get at a card show, you can't make money back? I said one or two things. I said, something has to be wrong. Either the percentages you're going to offer me for my cards are in your favor and way too low, where I'm not going to make any money from my stuff, where you're going to lowball me or try to lowball me and offer for my cards, and you make the money and I make less profits, and you take them and you resell them and you make more than I do. I says, cards are always in my favor, bro. I said, I'll cut you a deal. Like if you buy some cards, you're buying some, I can cut the deal. I can cut the price down, but I am not going to take a low ball offer, and I'm not going to lose my shirt on the cards, because here's what I told him. I said, straight facts, dude. I don't care if you buy cards from me or not, but I'll give you a deal. If not, then I'll just put them back in my portfolio, and they'll be there. And I'll sell them whenever I do a card show. I'll adjust the price to whoever they are. I don't care if they sell or not. And that's going with the slabs as well. I don't care if they sell or not, guys. Yeah, I got in, I sold, I traded for a majority of all these raw cards, but I'm at the point where I'm banking on my sealed. All right? I'm not really care about what the singles do. But in no way, shape, or form am I going to take a low ball offer just to move or make a few bucks on my raw cards, when I know my raw cards, since I was working at this, I'm buying liquid cards, guys, and I'm buying bangers. And now, more that I do it, I don't want $5 and $10 cards in trade deals. I'm looking for more of the $20 and up cards, because those are more likely to hold a value, and I'm less likely to lose profits when it comes down to that, because I put my money on more heavy liquidable cards that even if I sell a banger that's $500, I'm not going to lose my shirt on it. So I'm less likely, I am more likely at 5. So And that's because more packs being opened, there's going to be more of those cheaper cards available. And the bigger hits are going to hold the bigger chunk of the value because they're harder to pull. See? So you got to buy based on that stuff. And, you know, these bigger banger cards are hard to pull because you got to open up like the Garantina All Art. There's no way I'm going to accept low ball offer on that because that card holds value, right? And it's so many packs that you had to open to try to, it's like 1,000 packs in order to try to pull one. So knowing that, I'm not going to take a low ball offer. And if I get offered a good cash deal, then I'll accept it if it's a really good deal. And I'm open to take partial in cash and a good trade, but based on what the items are that somebody's trying to trade. See? So I have to be right back in position with that card in value with stuff that I truly believe in that may exceed the value of that card. And then I look at if that card has a trajectory of going up versus the product that I'm getting, it has to go down. And I have to look at it and see, well, if what I'm getting is going to be good for getting that card, getting rid of that card, or just saying no to that deal because these cards, yeah, they're liquid, but I mean, the sealed is liquid, but I'm not really looking for it because I already have enough, right? If I already have strong positions in certain things, I may pass on it altogether. But if the deal is just right there, I said, you know what? I'm going to do it because I believe in that product that he's given me in return with the trade, then I'm going to do it, right? Because, you know, the sealed is king. The raw cards are subject to going down in price. So you just got to know there are very good cards that you should be buying and holding on to, and they will perform. You know, they will go up, but you got to take a chance. It's a lot of risk in those singles, and you know, I rather take 100% of my risk in the car in the sealed and move through the singles, especially the lower end stuff, and then the high end. I'm not really worried about if they move or not. But I put them out there because I want people to see that I got some big bangers, and I'm looking for some good, you know, some good product. And I'm getting in without having to spend any new money since I already traded out packs. See, so I'm being very careful on what I'm trading for this stuff. At the same time, I'm not giving away the bank because these cards are like cash, all right, and they operate just as that in trades and stuff. And whether you're going against raw or slabs or sealed product, it still operates as cash, all right.